If you can dodge a chair, you can dodge a linebacker.
Level up. Hey, level up. Yeah, cause I'm getting louder. Hey, level up.
Welcome to the Turf powered by D1. We're here at D1 training facility talking to Golden Tate, NFL superstar, and man, he is a man of many talents. He's well-versed in many different sports. Love to jump in and talk all things coaching and training. Let's get into it. Well,
Appreciate you having me, man.
yeah, great.
God, good to see you.
Love those necklaces.
Thank you.
Look
Thank
at
you.
that. You got to have if you're a receiver, I don't think I can pull that off. Fullbacks don't pull off the
Yeah, well, you got the muscles, so you don't need them. I'm
traps
a little guy.
and biceps. That's it. Hey, so you grew up here in Nashville, Tennessee. You went to JP2. Man, I personally got to watch you play high school ball, and you play multiple different positions.
Yeah.
What was your favorite position in high school?
In high school, it was running back because I knew that you're getting the ball a whole bunch.
Yeah, you got the ball a lot.
Yeah, a lot. But I also could catch just as well, so they would put me at wide receiver. But any place I had a chance to affect the game, I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Like I was also the punter. I was also the kick returner, the punt returner. I played cornerback. I played safety. I loved ball. I just wanted to be out there, running around, affecting the game, making plays, and I didn't care how I did it.
Yeah, it's funny because like in this day and age, you got guys that are like, hey, I only want to play one side of the ball. I want to limit my number of reps. What would be your advice to those kids out there that are like, man, they're the best athlete on the team. They should be out on the field a lot, right?
Yeah. I think I think all these positions go hand in hand. If you're playing wide receiver and you're playing DB, you're learning both sides of the ball. So you're learning concepts. You're learning breaks as a DB, but also as a wide receiver, you're learning, hey, what am I looking for coming out of breaks? So it goes hand to hand. So I tell kids all the time, play as many positions as you can, because there's no guarantee that you're going to get recruited at that one position that you want to play. Like I was recruited as a running back by most colleges.
Because that's what I remember you as a running back.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I got to Notre Dame and I turned into a receiver because I can catch, and I saw that I could get on the field quicker that way. And so I'm all for playing as many positions as you can. I'm all for playing multiple sports. It ekes me when kids are like, yeah, I'm just going to focus on this one sport for the entire year.
Yeah.
No, you're an athlete.
Yeah.
You're an athlete. Like for my body, like when I played, I think I was a dominant wide receiver in the NFL for so long because I played baseball.
Yeah.
I'm 5'10", 5'11", depending on who I'm talking to. And
what does the NFL combine got you at?
man, they got me at 5'10" and 1/4.
5'10".
Yeah,
I'm 5'11", 7.
Sleep. But anyway, so like to me, it's important to like play multiple sports, because I was a really good deep ball threat, and I was able to high point balls because I could track a baseball off a bat, and a baseball has all types of spin. You got top spin,
Right.
both side spins, back spin, and I was able to time a ball in the outfield, running up to it at its highest point, going into a crow hop and making a throw.
Right.
And this is a little bitty white ball with all types of spin. A football's rotating only one way, right?
Yeah.
And so because I could do that, I was able to go on the football field and also be running a route with the DB on me, be able to stop, pop, and high point a ball. And I would not have been able to do that without my baseball background.
Yeah, that's great.
And also I played basketball.
Yeah.
Now that was the sport I was probably the worst at, but I played basketball, and that taught me timing.
Yeah.
Timing on, look, I'm not 6'3", I'm not 6'4", but it taught me timing on when I need to jump for a rebound.
Yeah.
My lateral movement, playing defense,
Yeah.
It all goes hand to hand. And you don't have to just show up at a gym and practice one sport for 6 months and only play the dang sport for 3 months tops. And so to me, you're always training your body and training different muscles that you need in other sports.
Yeah, and you're also learning spacing.
Yeah.
Because I think, what we see is like a lot of times people don't understand spacing and, how to break and how to burst. And that's what you were like so good at. You were so good at like coming out of a route and creating space to get the ball and then creating separation.
Yeah.
Um, so let's rewind to old high school days. Now, what period? What period were you in high school?
I was okay. I graduated in '07, so I came in '03 or something.
Okay, '07. So let's go back to '06, '07. Did you have a coach maybe in high school that maybe like influenced you, maybe got you to play all those different sports, or somebody that gave you something that maybe you've thought about the rest of your career?
You know, I've always been a sports addict, and for me, thankfully, I was pretty good at them.
Yeah.
But sports for me was always my way of getting away from like my real life issues that I'm dealing with. Like I grew up with a lot of issues in my life, but when I was on that football field, that baseball diamond, or that basketball court, I felt like I belonged. That's where I felt like I was worthy. So I clung to it, and it was like it made everything okay for me.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I wouldn't miss a practice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't complain about practice. I wanted to be there because that was my safe place. And so that was and I'm thankful. Like if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't change a single thing because it taught me so much about myself. It taught me, grit.
Yeah.
And it made sports like me playing football was never a job. It was always I'm playing a child's game and I get to go out and do what I love.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So fast forward, you go to Notre Dame. You become not just the best receiver at Notre Dame, but you win the Blitnikoff Award, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Top receiver in the nation. When you look back at those those formidable years, we all had them like in college, where you grow up, all of a sudden you become, from a teenager to a man.
Yeah.
What are some nuggets that you did maybe for training that helped you propel and become one of the top receivers, the top receiver in college football?
Yeah, I was a why guy. I didn't want you to tell me just to do this exercise or do that exercise or this lift. I wanted you to say, hey, do this, and what we're working on is this. I want to understand why I'm doing things.
Yeah.
And it helped me identify where some of my weaknesses were, because we all have some type of weakness, whether it's lateral or jumping or hand, whatever it is. It helped me identify that.
Yeah.
In college, but I also played baseball in college. I played for 2 years. So
yeah. Well, you were drafted.
Yeah, I was drafted twice out of high school and then during my rookie year.
It's insane.
But I never did the winter 6 a.m. training.
Yeah, because you got to go to baseball.
Yeah, which thank God, because it was a beast. But the training for baseball still was helping me. It was still helping me as far as like as a receiver. So again, it went hand in hand.
So when you're at Notre Dame, you're missing training. I'm thinking, if I'm the strength coach, I'm like, man, Golden needs to be in here. I'm sure you got a little bit of that.
Yeah, the coaches probably weren't super excited that I was leaving the team in off season to go play with another.
Yeah, because you didn't play spring ball.
No, I didn't I did maybe 1 or 2 practices or something like that, and then I played in the blue gold game.
Yeah.
Actually, that 1 year I did that, I won 3 games. We won the blue gold. My team won the blue gold game, and then we had a doubleheader in baseball that we swept. And so I won 3 games in one day. That a lot of people don't get to say they've done that in 2 different sports.
Yeah, that's good.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But they weren't super excited, but they understood that that was a passion, and they said I could do that.
Yeah.
At the beginning, they said, hey, you can come in and
play both.
2 sports. And they always had that question, after my freshman season, like, so now you're supposed to go play baseball. Are you sure that's what you want to do? Do you think you should be here learning the offense and blah, 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 and doing all that stuff? And I was like, yeah, maybe, but I don't know what I want to further at this point. I don't know if it's going to be football or baseball or both. And time kind of showed me that.
Yeah.
Like I got through my freshman year and I played, baseball, had some success, didn't play a lot. And so all right, go into my sophomore season. I have a lot of success on the football field, a huge jump, ended up earning the starting position amongst a lot of 5-star guys on the team, had some success. And they're like, all right, well, hey, you should ride this wave into the next season. But no, I wasn't ready to give up baseball. So I played baseball my sophomore season as well. was a starter. Batted like 323 or something like that, something weird. And then I got to my junior season, and that's when I had a record-breaking season. I think I think I might have had like 50. It's either 1,500 yards or 15 touchdowns or something like that, and then 1,300 yards or something like that. A bunch of touchdowns.
Yeah.
Won the Blitnikoff. Coach Weiss was getting fired. Jimmy Clausen was entering the draft. And so I physically could not stay in college one more year. And it killed me to leave college. I loved college.
Yeah.
I loved the entire experience of college, the camaraderie, just hanging out with the football guys, the baseball guys, the hockey guys, the lax guys, sitting and dining. I love the whole experience. And I was actually looking forward to finally living off campus, but I couldn't leave. I couldn't stay.
Yeah.
A business decision I had to make. And, I'm not sure if I was actually ready to go pro, but I couldn't risk like staying back and potentially getting hurt, or potentially having the new coaches not want to feed me. And so I had to make that decision.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, those are tough life calls, right?
They are.
Like, hey, do you go out to NFL draft, forego your senior year, or do you stay at somewhere where you're having a lot of success? But look, it all worked out.
It does. And I am a believer in like, if you just pay enough attention, things will show themselves one way or another. Like you'll have a aha moment where like, okay, well, this is the defining moment that said, hey, it is time for me to release the pressure of hanging on to this sport or this situation. Or, hey, I had a moment that maybe other people didn't believe in me, but I had a moment where I believe, and so I'm going to continue to further that sport or relationship or whatever it might be.
Yeah, I think it's really important for all these young athletes out there to like take ownership of their decisions.
Yeah.
Say, hey, if I come out early, it might not work out, but like this is my decision, and I think that's just part of growing up.
Yeah. One of the best things I think I've done is that life is full of choices, right?
Yeah.
You just got to hope you make more good ones than bad ones, but you're going to make good and bad.
Yeah.
Now, you have an option to be looking back like, man, I wish I wouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. Or dang, what if I would have did that? Nah.
Yeah.
Life has to go on. The world is not going to stop spinning. Your bills are still going to need to be paid. People do not feel sorry. My job is that's my decision. And as a man, I made that decision. Now, good, bad, or indifferent, I need to keep moving forward. Keep looking backwards. Think about it. As an athlete, when you look backwards, you're not running as fast as you can forward.
Yeah.
And so what am I looking backwards? I learned from that mistake, and then I chug and make sure it doesn't happen again, or I prepare myself for what is next. But like feeling sorry for yourself, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you. So don't feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah, most people, like their lives are so busy, so they honestly don't think too much about it. And then too, you like overthink like some of these decisions, and so it's just take ownership, move on.
Yeah.
So I want to stay in those college years, which by the way, you said a name, and we have something in common. We both caught passes from a Clausen.
Ah.
So you had Jimmy, I had Casey Clausen as my quarterback at Tennessee.
Oh my gosh, Case.
He's the older brother.
Yeah.
Brothers. So when you were in college, like I'm thinking of the strength and conditioning, you're in that weight room for the first time. You're with the coaches around that. Did you have a strength coach in high school?
No, not really. We just had, we had a strength coach, but it just wasn't what it is nowadays.
Yeah.
For high schools, like it wasn't like off-season training. It was like,
here's the workout. Do it if you want or whatever.
If you're here, we'll make you do it. If not, then whatever. It
so
just wasn't serious.
You get into a big time D1 Power 4 program.
It was a culture shock.
Culture shock.
It was a culture shock.
Talk to me about your weight room experience,
man.
Because you're like super athletic. You're naturally gifted, and sometimes when you're naturally gifted, you're like, why do I need to be doing all this?
And that was me. Like I just knew I would not advise anyone doing it this way, like just because. But I was one that could show up into the weight room after not working out for several weeks or months, and probably definitely out squat every skill player in there.
Yeah.
Could probably go out there and I could bench just as much as all the skill players without working out and no prepping. And they'll even say that, man, GT used to just like go play baseball, show up day one, and just moss everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, God gifted me that way, and I'm so grateful that he did. But I would not recommend people doing it my way. I would.
What would you tell that like super gifted athlete, that 5-star kid right now that maybe maybe not thinking about putting their full effort in the weight room?
I would say you have to work, but work doesn't always mean I'm beating my body up in the weight room or on the field. Work could just mean like I'm watching some film. I'm trying to get an edge because maybe in high school it is super duper easy because not everyone's going to go play college, but it gets harder in college and it gets even harder in the league. So if you have a dream of going to the league, don't stay on the level of the high schoolers.
Yeah.
Elevate. And so I used to wear a bracelet that said, "Don't ever be satisfied." And so when I got my first offer, I wasn't satisfied.
Who was that? Who was that?
It was I think it was my dad. It was TSU, Tennessee State University, and then
Tennessee State.
Following that, I think it ended up being like Vanderbilt and Tennessee, and then everyone else was
started
on
coming.
the scene. But I was never satisfied. I wasn't satisfied with going to playoffs in high school. I wasn't satisfied with one letter. I wasn't satisfied with 2 scholarships. It was always something else I was chasing.
Yeah.
And so, and even when I got to the league, I wasn't satisfied with just being on the team. I wasn't satisfied with 60 catches. There was always something else I was chasing.
How do you do that? How do you not get satisfied when you get a big contract? Right? You're in the NFL. You've already proven yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you keep that edge?
So for me, when I received these accolades and I was rewarded another contract, to me it was like, yes, I'm proving myself right.
Yeah.
This is what I believed about myself, and I went and got it, and everything worked out. Thankfully, injury-wise, I was blessed not to have any serious injuries, and so I just proved myself right. But when you sign that dotted line and you look at the account, it's awesome. It's great. But the majority of the work is when you're at the facility. Like, I'm not watching the film and the workouts, the Monday through Friday, my body's not feeling good. And so like, you're not sitting there thinking like, well, the paycheck's good. You got to genuinely love this.
Yeah.
You have to, else you will not survive.
Yeah.
But there's so many people who are just kind of like, I'm just here because they gave me a shot. I'm not going to last.
So we were talking about that competitive mindset, never be satisfied. I'd love for you to kind of dig into what made you different.
I would say my mindset. Like, I am the ultimate competitor, and the worst thing you could ever say to me is like, you can't do something.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna find a way to achieve it. And I don't care if the odds are stacked against me. It's just how my mind was. It was one of my biggest weapons in the NFL. Is like, I would have when the moment was right, I was always gonna be ready for it.
Yeah.
I always wanted it to come to me. Like, I don't know if you'll ever see me drop a pass in primetime TV late in the game. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Yeah.
Because I took so much, it's just like something goes off my mind where I wouldn't have to do more. It's just I had this focus that really locked me in, like, hey, at some point, the rock is coming to me and I'm gonna have to make something happen. And it might not be the best throw. It might not be against the best coverage, but you got to be ready and you got to make something happen. And more times than none, I felt like I was able to do that. And it was like when I think about the Kobe's and the LeBrons and the Deion Sanders and the Jerry Rice and with the LeBrons, we all got like a sickness in a way.
Yeah.
But it's a good sickness to have, right?
Right.
It's like winning. It's not that we like winning, we just hate losing that much.
Yeah.
And I hated ever giving someone the benefit of looking at me like, yeah, I beat Golden in anything. I hated it. And so it helped me lock in, man. And it's like, I'm having a hard time even vocalizing it, but it's like when I watched like The Last Dance with Michael Jordan and hearing some of those stories of how someone just like made a comment, like I would do that same thing. Like I would, like you could sit here and smile at me and, genuinely be happy, but then we start competing
Oh, I've seen it on the golf course, man. I've seen it on the
I'll
golf
take
course.
myself to somewhere, some place where you said something that you probably didn't even mean it to be mean or disrespectful or no, it's probably not even a big deal, but I will hold on to that in my mind.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, yeah, this is going to help me lock in all the way. And I'm going to go find a way to do this. Even though I don't feel like I'm equipped to do it, I'm going to find a way. And it might not look the way I imagine it, but it's going to happen somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, you've done you've done that in a bunch of different sports, you know. Mountain biking. I was reading about I didn't even know about mountain biking.
Yeah.
You got golf, you got pickleball,
Yeah.
ping pong. You're a pretty good ping pong
Yeah.
player, right?
Ping pong. I used to
Yeah.
beat up on Forrest Gump.
What do you think all those sports, like, how does it contribute to your athleticism, maybe on the field? You know, if you're talking to a parent out there and their kid's up there right now playing ping pong, what would you say?
Um, I think there's just a point to everything. And I'll kind of go back to just being a receiver. Like I'm around so many young athletes that want to play receiver and they're just out there throwing the ball, which is great. It's better than not doing it at all. But when I'm throwing the ball and catching the football, there's always a point. I'm always trying to catch it a certain way. I want to catch it this way because I know I have it. It's clean. And there's a lot of times you guys might not even notice that I didn't catch it clean, but I know myself. And so I'm always looking for ways to make something that's super easy of just playing catch of how I can make it a asset to me. And I'd still do it. I'm not even playing football anymore, but I'm always looking at the ball. I'm like, all right, the moment it leaves your arm, I'm thinking, all right, it's going to be right in this area. Or, a punt, the tip is going to drop or whatever. I'm always trying to find an edge, man. It's never just doing it. Like my wife and I, girlfriend at the time, we used to have fun in my condo and we used to throw like eggs at each other. I used to have her throw an egg at me and I had her throw it because I knew that she didn't have the greatest arm and that she was going to have some error to her, but it was going to force me to find a way to
Catch it.
and maneuver through a couch, a chair to catch it. And like, it was a silly game, but as I look back at it, like it was a way for me to like work on my hand-eye coordination, work on dodging defenders. If you can dodge a chair, you can dodge a linebacker. I was always trying to find a reason to get better. And I even do it right now. And so like I explain to kids like, hey, look, yeah, if I'm taking batting practice on the soft toss, it's probably super easy for you to make contact every single time.
Yeah.
But can you try to work on hitting a ball at a certain spot, putting a backspin line drive? Can you do that 10 times straight?
Yeah.
That's where you get better.
That's
And
where you
those are
get
the
better.
minor.
Be
those are the
intentional.
little- yeah, exactly. And being intentional just in life, I would say, is just something good to have in practice.
Yeah.
Be intentional with your spouse. Be intentional with your children. Be intentional with your work. Be intentional with your friendships. If you're just intentional, I promise you're gonna have a bundle of joy in your life.
Yeah.
And you're gonna realize what really matters and where your time needs to be.
Where did you learn that?
Man, I'm 37 now. One thing
he's wiser.
I've been praying for wisdom. Like I don't pray for anything materialistic so much anymore. I pray for wisdom because I feel like wisdom allows me to stay grounded and understand what really matters in life. And I think
it's good.
I think God has gifted me with being able to relate with others. And so like I'm always trying to challenge people like, hey, I don't tell you what you need to do. I just want to ask a question, let you figure it out. And I hope that you get to that conclusion and you're like, dang, this is just the right thing to do. This is being intentional with whatever the task is. And so just praying for wisdom.
What are you intentional? You got 3 kiddos.
Yeah.
Man, his kids are beautiful. My wife's like freaking in love with his kids. What do you do with your kids? Like, what are you being intentional about now? And more about sports performance. I know you're a great dad and you're super intentional about spending time with them and doing great things, but more thinking about, athletic development. Where does your mind go? Are you one of those like ex-players just like they're just going to do their own thing, do their own way? Or are you like actually thinking about it?
So when they were first born, I was like, you know what? I don't want our kids to like hate me or despise sports. I'm going to let them like come to it however they want to come to it. And I want them to know, like, if they're willing to put the work in, I will give you everything you possibly need to be successful. But my kids are still at that age where, like, they'll go do it because everyone else is doing it. And I want them to be like, hey, Dad, can we go play catch? Just you and I go play catch in the backyard. I want that. I want those moments. And I'm still waiting on them. I try to push them because I heard many times, like, hey, let's go to the field. I'm like, no, I want to go fishing instead. I was like, gotta breathe, just like patience. And like, it's hard as a parent because
It is.
we always want to divert to how we grew up.
Yeah.
And like, it's something like my parents used to do that. Like, why do y'all do that? Who cares? But like, it's just, that was our comfort zone. Like, look, our kids come inside for water nowadays. I'm like, dude, when I was growing up, you go around that side of the house, you take that green hose, you turn it on, you let it run for 15 to 20 seconds, and you drink out the hose and you keep playing. Like, we didn't complain about it being too hot.
Yeah.
And like, so I'm trying to find that sweet zone of where I have grace, but also like we'll say, hey, no, we're not going to use that as a crutch.
Yeah.
And so, my daughter just yesterday, she said, hey, Daddy, can we go in the backyard and throw and catch? Dude, I'm talking about, I didn't even put shoes on. I was like, yes, of course, let's go before you change your mind. And so we sat out there and threw, and I was just able to give her some nuggets and like root them on, like,
That's awesome.
like just be positive. Like, hey, that was a great catch, but you want to try to catch it in this pocket. And when you catch, I want you to point with your glove, step and throw. And she was intentional and tried to do it. And so those little moments were just good moments to spend time with my daughter,
Yeah.
but also get better in a sport. And, I'm just glad that they are starting to see, like, Dad knows sports a little bit. He knows a little bit. And so hopefully they keep coming to me and I keep making it fun for them.
Yeah. As a dad with older kids, I'd tell you, man, you're spot on. And I just think the way you're doing it and going about it is being intentional and going, hey, they got to want it more than me.
Yes.
And
Yes.
typically they're watching and absorbing more than you think, a
Mhm.
lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll start picking up, hey, it's funny because my boys, now they want to be golfers,
Yeah.
So, hey, Dad plays golf with his buddies. I want to be a golfer. And so they're all golfing now. And, it's, I never thought that, like, they're more watching,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy. So, on that note, I've also seen you really give time to the local community. You're helping kids out. We saw each other on a trip, and he was coaching a young high school receiver on how to catch the ball clean and run routes. When you're talking to those kids, and I mean this in a interesting way, because like I think how do you relate to the kid? Because you're so athletic and God's blessed you and give you some, like, how do you relate to those kids? What's something maybe you say to them that you've kind of seen something switch with them?
I think each kid or athlete is different, man. And I think you gotta really pay attention early on and see what happens when they deal with adversity within that training session you're having.
Yeah.
Or, like I worked specifically with a receiver, and I intentionally tried to throw balls at him that he was going to drop solely to see how he reacted.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Now, one drop is okay, but if you let that one drop turn into a second drop or third drop or fourth drop, then we got a problem, right?
Yeah.
And so in that moment, I say, hey, look, I don't care who you find. Larry Fitzgerald, Jerry Rice, it was rare, but they had drops. They dropped it. But it was rarely, if ever, you saw them have 2 drops, then 3 drops. I said, look, dude, you got to drop it. You have to, not the ball, but drop it out of your mind, and you got to move on because you don't know when it's going to come back to you. And like, hey, if you drop the ball on second down and then you come back on the winning drive and go catch a bomb and win the game, we can deal with that. But we're still going to focus on like it's the process and having a short-term memory, especially in our sport, dude.
Yeah.
Because like I just knew how I was. Like I was one of those guys. I remember like if I had a drop early in practice, it was on my mind going into Sunday. And if I had a drop like in my own little, like just throwing the ball with my buddies out in the field, it just made me feel some type of way. And it just made, I didn't, my confidence would just be shot a little bit. Now, once the game started and I go out and pluck one, my confidence is back. And I'm like, oh, yes, I'm that guy. I can do this. And so, but just like, you got to train yourself. You got to visualize situation that you really don't want to visualize. If I'm using golf, like if I'm using a golf analogy, like no one wants to go to the range and throw balls in the bunker and be hitting 6 iron out of the bunker, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. But the truth of the matter is, like,
You're gonna
that's
be
a
there.
situation that might happen. In those situations that you are not comfortable in, you want to be comfortable in because that's what separates you, man.
Get comfortable in the uncomfortable.
Right. We all can sit here and just sit here and throw and catch wide open balls. But can I catch a wide open ball right here with the DB on me,
Yeah.
knowing that he's trying to knock my hand down?
Yeah, it's
And
good.
so that's where I became an asset in at the wide receiver position. I was able to, like, I had caught so many balls over my time. I had seen so many different arm angles because I was intentional with paying attention to them that I would feel there was times where I would be covered. I'm talking, a guy is literally on my back where
Yeah.
I didn't even think I was I was open, and the quarterback would throw it to me, and if I kept running how I was kept at my own pace, I catch that ball right here, gets batted down. But I was able to slow down just a tad bit to
Get your
catch that
body in
ball
the
like
way.
here,
Yeah.
where DB couldn't get it.
Yeah, it's
And a
good.
lot of times he would slide down me and I would keep running. And so that's how I became the Yak King. And it wasn't because I was the strongest guy or all this. It's just like when I was on that football field and whenever you had a football, I was trying to figure out something.
that's good.
Something that people just don't even think about. And it became an asset to me. I was able to manipulate coverages. I was able to manipulate my body and their coverage because I was so confident in my ball catching ability that I could, like, be running a go route.
Yeah.
Guy is right here. I'm like, man, he's in a winning position. And I would sit here and literally the ball would be like right here. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
but if I would have did it right here, DB comes over the top.
Yeah. He
I
knocks
was
it
able
down.
to be running that same route
Right.
and determine the depth of the ball. Okay, this is a good cornerback with good ball skills. I'm going to have to literally time this up to stop and pop and catch that ball. Not like this, but like literally like this.
Yeah.
To gain my separation because I'm 5'10" with not like super long arms. And if I go up here, he jumps and picks it off.
Yeah.
I just had to, I don't know. That's just how much I love football, man.
Yeah.
And I just knew, like, I wasn't 6'1". I wasn't a 4'2" guy. But you threw the ball to me, I'm gonna find a way to go get it.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't know
gonna
how I'm
get
gonna do it, but and that's just after all the repetitions. So there's always a point to everything you do, is what I'm getting at.
I love that. Speaking of being comfortable with the uncomfortable, you just recently did some military training on a show. I mean, you talk about that. Maybe you haven't lost that psyche of being you like you just want to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? How does that, help you in life?
Well, for one, Special Forces was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Out of all the trainings and 2-a-days and easily by far the toughest thing. Every single day, they were checking the box of mentally, emotionally, and physically draining you. And typically in work or at home or whatever you got going in life, usually all three of those boxes are not checked.
No.
Physically, I'm tired today, and emotionally, I'm tired, but mentally, I feel like I'm good.
Yeah.
Every single day, that box is being checked.
What was a day like? Give quick snippet.
But okay, so
Up at what time?
it's depending on one day early on, like maybe day 2, day 3, after we didn't sleep worth a crap anyway. It had to be probably 5 a.m. in the morning. They take a flashbang, throw it in a trash can. Boom! We have to hop up and we have 15 minutes to pack up our stuff, be in uniform perfectly, be on the parade deck because they were simulating us being compromised or being attacked. And this is like day 2. We don't have a routine yet. And so we're all just kind of panicking. And so that's how that started off. You stuff some dry toast in your mouth, maybe a piece of sausage, and you're out on the parade deck, like still in a full panic that, man, I hope my boots are shine the way they want them, or I hope I have all my buttons, buttoned, because they're going to punish us for that. And then that's how the day started. And then we were doing stuff, hiking and doing all type of tasks literally all day. And you get back and we don't have a routine yet. We're like, okay, well, we're sitting here. Are they going to have us go do another mission? Are we good to lay down? And I laid down on the parade deck in 5. Oh crap, here we go again, not knowing what's going to happen. So you lose, like, there is no routine, and you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And if you think about us as humans, we're so used to routines, and that's what we thrive on. Knowing when I'm going to work, what my day looks like, when I'm eating dinner, when I'm golfing, when I'm hanging. We just love a routine. You lose all that there. And you don't have any control of yourself at all, period. No control. Like, you don't have a decision. Like, I don't get to choose anything. It's like, get your tail in line, get ready to rock and roll. And if you don't do it, get out of here. And if you don't do it, you're going to cost your team. And so I've always had the utmost respect for our military.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of similarities in military and being on a football team.
Yeah.
Obviously, one's, life and death, and ours is just a game.
It's a game. Yeah.
But in order for our football team to win the game or win that down, all 11 men need to do their job to the best of their ability to get that 3, 4, 5 yards for a first down.
Yeah.
Conversely, every man and woman on that mission needs to do their job impeccably, because if they don't, they can lose one of their brothers or sisters.
Crazy.
And so there's some similarities that I've always drawn to in military and football, and that's why I've always admired. I think our militaries, I call them like real life superheroes. Like, the sacrifices that they make and the things that they do for our freedom is insane. And I've had conversations with them where I say, hey, thank you. They say after they've been tenting out in Iraq for 3 months with no AC, no food,
Crazy.
bugs smacking them all over their face, holding guns, scared if they're going to live. They say, you know what? It was an honor to serve our country. And I'm just like, I'm taken back every single time. And so whenever I get that moment where I don't feel like doing something physically, or I'm just not in the mood, I'm like, dude, we got people overseas that are fighting for their life and fighting for our country. Dude, if you don't get your little butt on up and go to your workout, or to do whatever in my case nowadays, my honey to-do list, and do it with a happy heart, then go. But like, all this whole thing, life, man,
Yeah.
it's mindset, dude. Because I could sit right here right now, and be like, dude, this is the worst podcast if I were to myself. I can also sit here right now and be like, this is the best podcast I've ever been on. It's all like, what do you want to think?
Yeah.
Like, I don't try to put bad thoughts in my mind.
Yeah.
Because that's what the enemy wants. Like, I want to be
It's good.
positive
Amen.
for others. I want to be positive for myself, because I don't got time for the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Like, life is tough enough. And I would be sitting there thinking about all the bad stuff. And so, like, just always thinking, like, one, someone's got it way worse than you. I don't care how bad you think you got it right there. Someone's got it way worse than you.
That's right.
And I don't care how good you think you got it. Someone's got it better than you. But, like, that's life, man.
Yeah.
That's life.
That's awesome, man. I love that. Hey, couple quick little tidbits right here at the end. One, favorite workout exercise or lift that you loved. What was it?
If
you had to
if
pick
we're talking
one.
about like a cardio workout, I'd much rather do like a 707 or a 101 as my conditioning, and I'd rather run 50 freaking routes.
You'd rather do a game than conditioning.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Telling me to
I
come
like
up here and run
Make it fun.
18 110s that we used to
competitive.
do, or just like agility
Yeah.
training. I don't like that. But if you say we're going to do agility training and it's a race every single time, and there's like some type, I don't care if you say the winner gets a cookie or a cookie crumb.
Yeah.
To me, that helps me lock in.
Yeah.
But like, just out here doing it, I was never the best at it.
Second question, who's the coach that impacted you the most in your life?
Man, that's one thing I've been blessed with, like some
I
good
know you have so many
some
great
good
coaches. You can name a
that
couple, but
cared. Like, the one thing is, like, they cared about me. I felt like they genuinely cared about me as a person and also an athlete. And so I would say Coach Brothers, my high school coach,
yeah,
Coach Brothers,
yeah,
who's still coaching here. Shout out to them. They just won a state championship this past season.
yeah,
Is one of them. I would say Pete Carroll and Kippy Brown, my
yeah.
receiver coach in Seattle,
Yeah, that was awesome.
were two guys that genuinely cared about me. Because I was a knucklehead when I got to the league, and Pete Carroll knew I was a knucklehead, but he had patience with me.
Yeah.
And not the type of patience that people usually have for a second rounder. Like, he really, like, was patient with me, and it worked out. And also Keeper Brown, who was just teaching me to be a receiver, like, he had patience with me, and he
That's good.
genuinely cared about me. He would rip me. No, he would, but I knew what it was. I knew it was out of a place of, like, he cared about me. And he
Yeah.
held me to a certain standard. And, like, young athletes out there, if you got coach, if, like, I've always been a believer, the moment a coach has stopped, he's not down my throat, that's a bigger problem. But
Yeah.
as long as he chasing me and he's down my throat,
Yeah.
hey, look, he cares about me.
Yeah.
When they stop saying, hey, then that's when you gotta be worried, because that means they don't care or they don't believe.
And they're moving on.
Yeah, and they're moving on. So, like, I never took offense to, like, the
Yeah.
harsh coaching I got. And actually, like, I was one who could take it. Like, some guys would get ripped and
Get rattled.
they would get in the dumps and be moping around, and for days and days it's bothering me. It would piss me off right then and there, and something would click. Or I would find a way. I don't care if I thought what he was saying I couldn't do. It would make me think about, okay, well, I don't know if I can do it the way he wants, but I got to find a way to do it, because I want him to
Yeah, that's
know
good.
that I'm trying to do it. I want to do what's right. I want to be a leader and do it how you want, but, like, it just might not work that way. So I got to make it my own in my mind somewhere. So I would say Coach Brothers, Pete Carroll, and Keep It Brown.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, last thing, we have 12 words on the wall of every D1, words on the racks over here. I always like to tell our guests here the word that kind of pops in my brain for you. The word for me when I think about your career and who you are is fearless. We have that on the walls. We want our athletes to be fearless. So appreciate you being fearless and coming on the D1 podcast.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man.
And if I could leave everybody out with one thing,
Yeah, please.
I think listen to your bodies, okay? Listen to your bodies. I think that's one of the most important things that we can do when we see these injuries pop up nonstop, because we, are instructed to do it this way. But there's just days where your body, you just can't warm it up. And I remember the few injuries I've ever had is just like, I tried to fight through, like, some tightness that in December, where I couldn't get warm, and then it was time to go and pop my calf or pop my hammy.
Yeah,
So
that's
just
good. Yeah,
listen
really
to your
listen.
bodies. And I think it's okay, like, to tell coach, like, hey, coach, like, just, I'm gonna fight through it. But hey, look, my hand is a little tight today. If it loosens up, I'll let you know, and we're riding, but I'm just not gonna push it. But the moment that you're not fully warmed up and then you outstretch to get that ball or to make that tackle, you set yourself back
Yeah,
5,
that's good.
6 weeks.
That's really
So
good.
listen to your body. And that's one thing that I felt like in my career that I did a good job listening to my body. There were some guys, last game's on Sunday, on Monday, they back in the weight room.
Yeah,
Their body has to heal, especially in our sport, man.
yeah,
And, like, you have to, there's maintenance things you can do, stretching and mobility, that you don't have to be putting all this weight on your back. The
That's
time
right.
is going to come, but these football seasons are long, man.
yeah.
They're long and they're physical. They're not built for you to be torching your body for 12 months a
Yeah.
year. And so right after season, take your breaks, work on your mobility or something else, work on the mental part of the game.
So we have a little adage: the best ability is availability.
Hey, you can't make the club in the tub.
You can't make the club in the tub. That's right. Hey, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Golden. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Hey, we'll see you next time on the turf here at D1.